attended Indiana University to study education and enroll in the Army at ROTC. His personal highlight is being able to form amazing friendships with his teammates.
Boys Volleyball on the Roncalli Media Network. Rob Brown and Heather Lozon with you tonight at the Ascension St. Vincent Gymnasium on the campus of Roncalli High School. The top-ranked team in the state, the Roncalli Royals, 27-1, taking on Southport, 14-14 in the Royals senior night. Final week of the regular season. State tournament beginning next weekend, and Heather, the Royals continue to run this momentum. Suffered their only loss of the season last weekend up in the Chicagoland area. Went 4-1 for the weekend, but they played 3 teams that were ranked in the top 25 in the country. Royals are ranked in the top 10 as well in their own right. So they're kind of firing on all cylinders here at the right time.
Yeah, they really are. And I think they went to the Chicagoland area and shocked some of these Illinois teams, in all honesty. These teams, Indiana Boys Volleyball, another big momentum thing this week for them, becoming a new emerging sport on Monday for the IHSAA. But because it's not a sanctioned sport, Indiana isn't seen as the big volleyball town, and they went in there and got second in this tournament and really showed their stuff and why they're ranked in the top 10 of the country.
Well, we mentioned the Royals went 4-1 over the weekend. They notched a 3-set win at Perry Meridian last night. They'll host a 4-team match here on Saturday. That includes Franklin, HSE, and Cathedral, and then the state tournament, which they'll be a host for the first 2 rounds. That begins next weekend, and then the state finals will be 2 weeks from Saturday. As you're watching along with us, Royals are clad in their traditional home white tops with the red and royal blue trimming along the bottom and the red shorts and the red numerals. Meanwhile, Southport in the road blacks, the white numerals and the white lettering. Royals on the left side of your screen. As you take a look, 9 seniors on the roster. This is indeed senior night, so we anticipate, Heather, the word is that the 9 seniors will be the lineup for this first set.
They sure are. Coach K was very proud to find a lineup where he gets all 9 in. And speaking of them, let's talk about the starters. We have number 13, Jackson Strawmans, who actually suffered an injury earlier this season, but he's going to get in for 1 point tonight on senior night, which is the best way to do it. You have number 4, Noah Whitmer from OLG. Number 6, Charlie Shutley from Nativity. Number 10, Brent Hurley from St. Barnabas. The libero is going to be number 23, Alex Hill from St. Francis and Clair. And number 27, Brendan Luthane, also from St. Francis and Clair.
John Kesterton, the head coach in his 6th season. 171-26. He has never lost a match here at home. He's 24-0 in this gym. That's just over 2 years old. Meanwhile, Southport coached by Grant Brown, who's a Southport graduate. Only been out of college a couple years, Grant Brown, youngster. So Strawmans, as Heather mentioned, subbing out, getting a nice hand. That heavily wrapped left leg, protecting that Achilles injury. So it looks like the lineup settled and we're ready to roll here. It'll be Andrew Dial, senior, back to serve. And we're underway. Southport 14-14 on the season. Luthane, Dial. And Whitmer puts that one away for point number 1. And Noah Whitmer, 148 kills on the season coming in, third on the team in that category. Nice job by Hill.
First in the team in hitting percentage. He is the most consistent hitter on the Royals roster.
Southport keeps that alive. Nice play. Dial sets up Shutley. Nice play by Kamtong Dadon. Brent Hurley puts it away in the back row. So Brent Hurley getting the start tonight on senior night. Number 10 put that one away, and the Royals off to an early 2-0 lead.
You know, it's 2-0, but it's been long rallies. Southport is very scrappy right now, and as of now, they can handle what the Royals are sending over.
Whitmer's kill is partially blocked and kept alive by the Cardinals, but Shutley's able to put it away over the wall. And the Royals out to a 3-0 lead. Nice serve run by Dial to get the Royals started in set one. Givens set from the back row, and Southport unable to put it over. It's 4-0. Givens sets Dalton Little. Now Hurley, blocked, but kept alive by Hill. From the back row, Luthane. And the tap is whiffed. Dalton Little tried to tap it over, but he couldn't get control, and the Royals lead 5-0.
And Givens had a pretty impressive save there with a really tight ball, but it was just a little bit too high with the middle coming in like that.
Southport keeps it alive. Put over by Robick, number 14. From the back row, Luthane, but he airmailed it. Oh, deflection called. I didn't see that, did you?
It looked like the ball changed directions, but Southport seems to be convinced that it did not, and he swung and missed. So,
yeah, ball went long, but officials ruling that it was deflected, so the rally continues for the Royals to start this set one. And the kill shot by Little is wide of the mark. It's 7-0. Andrew Dial getting things going early for the Royals. Floats one over. Bick to Luthane on the other end. Whitmer puts it away on the back row. Nice job by Whitmer. Timeout. Timeout by the Cardinals. Grant Brown has seen enough. So the Cardinals call time. We'll go ahead and keep it here for this first timeout, reminding you that, as always, tonight's broadcast is a copyrighted production of the Roncalli Media Network. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of this match without the express written consent of the Roncalli Media Network is prohibited. I was about to say Brennan Luthane and you can kind of see him on the edge of the huddle there in his bright orange shoes. He stands out, but Robick has the same shoes on for Southport at the other end. So
he sure does, and he's taken more swings than Brendan has so far. He's hitting out of that C spot in the back row quite a bit.
Here's Dial, and serves that in the net. So the timeout served its purpose for Southport, stopping Dial's serve run, but an 8-0 serve run to start this match for Dial, 8-1. Givens, his serve sails over the back line and out of play.
Oh, Rob, those are two of the don'ts of serving. You can't miss after a timeout, and you can't miss after a miss.
Will Beekler subbing in, the senior, number 21. He's back to serve for the Royals. Floats one to the back line. Givens sets Bick into the Roncalli wall. It's kept alive by the Royals. Beekler sets up Luthane. He hit it right off the wall in the deflection. It's another Royal point. It's 10-1. Royals on top in set one. Beekler floats that one to the back line. Givens. And a nice put away by the Cardinals. That was Samang, number 22 on your screen, that put that one away for the Cardinal point. That's the first successful kill for the Cardinals tonight.
Yeah, and he was able to just force it through that block. You know, with the rotation that the Royals aren't necessarily used to, their block was a little bit late on that last one. And the Cardinals are settling in, getting better timing
down. Put that one off the block and for the point. Nope.
Nope, out of bounds.
Out of bounds. So Southport gets the point. Royals still lead 10-3. Southport keeps it alive. Mong sends it over. Dial to Hurley. Nice job on the back line by the Cardinals to keep that point alive. Hurley tries it again. This time it's a tap into the donut. And the Royals have the point. It's 11-3.
Hurley's shown some tricky shots to start off this match with a couple down the line, one in the donut, one cross court. He's showing he can do it all.
So 11-3 is our score. Hill serving for the Cardinals, for the Royals rather. That ball rolled on the tape, kept alive. Luthane is blocked. Geibel sent it over on the first shot and into the wall. A nice block by Hurley to win the point for the Royals, 12-3.
You know, one of the best parts about boys volleyball is the bench mob. And if you look down in the lower left hand of your screen, every time there's a block, the bench does a famous blocking drill, which I just find comical.
Service ace for Hill. That's his 6th of the season. And it's 13-3, Royals on top in set 1. Hill's ready to go. Jump serve to the back line. Givens sets Little. Royals were ready for it. Luthane winds up and into the wall. Nice block right back by the Cardinals. Little and Mong teaming up to get the point. Little back to serve. Dalton Little, the sophomore, number 16. 13-4, Royals lead. Dial sets Hurley. Nice cross shot. The Cardinals were ready for it. Little scramble. The Cardinals get it over. Miscommunication, and Cardinals win the point. How much of that last point especially, Heather, is due to that the Royals, while you know why they're getting all the seniors in on senior night, this is not a group that normally plays together.
No, and it's definitely, as you play with each other longer, you get used to who covers what area of the court. I mean, you could be told, oh, that was almost impressive. You can be told so many times what you need to cover, but some people are a little bit quicker. Some people call things more, and you just have to get used to each other's tendencies. And as the night progresses, I'm sure they will.
So Alex Mall subs in. Matthew Dial subs in as well, the freshman. He's back to serve, number 44. That one hits the tape and falls over. So the Royals get a gift point there.
Of course, Matthew Dial's getting a chance this season to show his stuff on varsity because of Strauman's injury, but from what I've heard from all of the coaches, he has done exceptional for a freshman.
Southport try to keep it alive, and nice play by Mall to put that point away. 16-5, Royals lead. Royals are 25-3 this year in first sets. They've lost just 5 sets total all year. Floats that serve to the back line, Givens. So that's Leong who sends it over. Royals ready for it. Geibel put it away, but was he in the net? Yep.
I believe Dial was in the net on the set.
So that point whistle dead before Geibel even got a hand on it.
So the net rule is always a really tricky one because technically you can go under the net as long as it doesn't affect the play or as long as it's only part of your foot. But in that instance, since Dial was setting it and his whole foot was under the net, they're going to call that one every time.
Luthane's kill is received. Quick put over by Southport. Now Mall tries it into the block. Deflects out of bounds. Royal point, 17-6 our score. Whitmer's back in for the Royals. Back to serve as Luthane. Get the big jump serve here. He takes off running from Beech Grove to get this one wound up.
His serve has a lot of topspin on it too. If you're not in the right place at the right time, you're going to miss it.
Good receive that time by the Cardinals. Luthane in the back row keeps it away. And put away by Mall. Give some credit, though, Heather, to the libero, Cam Tong Nadon, who was ready for that serve on the back line.
Oh, absolutely. And he's been ready for quite a bit tonight. He's always in the right position. He has incredible fundamentals. Like, Southport is a scrappy team, and they can pass with the best of them.
Leong put that one down the line. Royals were ready for it, and it looks like number 7, Von Leong, got it up in the net. 19-6. Royals lead in set 1. Luthane back to serve. That was a rocket that the Cardinals were ready for, however. Now Whitmer tries to put it over. Luthane goes to the deck to keep it alive. Whitmer tried to put it away, and a nice recovery by Givens for Southport to send it across. Hill sets Maul. Royals get back in sync. Now Whitmer tries it. Southport's ready. Givens sets Leong, and he was in the net. Roncalli point. That was
a good rally right there.
great plays on both sides on that rally. But the Royals come away with the point, leading 20-6 in set 1. Luthane, rocket serve that the Cardinals are ready for. Whitmer tries to put it away and stuffed it down. Southport has no answer.
No, we always tell the girls when we're coaching an overpass might be just the worst possible outcome for a serve-receive ball, mostly because the other team has the chance to just throw it down in your throats. And that's kind of what happened right there. Noah Whitmer was able to just block that ball exactly where he wanted it to go.
Dial sets Geibel into the wall. It's sent right back to Roncalli. Now Givens sets Leong, but his shot sails over the back line. Ooh, but they say Roncalli got a piece. So it's a Southport point. 21-7. Cardinals get the serve back. Robick is sub back in. Back to serve is Cy Leong. Jump serve is received by Hill. Matthew Dial sets Geibel, and Geibel puts it away. 22-7, Royals lead. 3 points away from putting set 1 in the books. Geibel, one of the seniors, back to serve. Givens sets Leong. Put away by Charlie Shutley, who's back in the contest.
Charlie Shutley, with no block in front of him, was able to hit that one pretty hard.
Yeah, he wound up and was ready for it.
Bench mob once again having a grand time with that one.
23-7, Geibel. Serve received by Benet. And Whitmer can't react as it's put back over by Southport. Point to the Cardinals, 23-8, Roncalli leads.
That was a great cut shot by Southport. That's a tough ball for anybody to play, let alone Whitmer, who's not normally on that outside position.
Cam Tongnadon back to serve. Sinking jump serve. Luthane from the back row just tapped it over, but Southport's ready for it, but they can't keep it alive. Luthane wound up but took a lot off of it. And now the Royals are a point away from putting set 1 in the books. It's the senior Alex Maul back to serve. Maul sends it down the right side. Cardinals have it put back on the block, and the Royals have the point. 25-8. Our score in set 1, Roncalli puts it in the books. We'll go ahead and step out for 60 seconds and come back with set number 2. That's coming up next after this on the Roncalli Media Network.
Do life, not laundry. Milto Cleaners.
Hey, welcome back. Rob Brown, Heather Lazan with you at the Ascension St. Vincent Gymnasium, Roncalli and Southport. Royals senior night. Royals ranked number 6 in the country. Number 1 in the state, 27-1. Certainly the favorite heading into the state tournament, which begins next weekend. Tonight's broadcasts, as always, brought to us by Ortho Indy, one of the most highly respected orthopedic practices in the Midwest, providing leading-edge bone, joint, spine, and muscle care from multiple locations throughout central Indiana while staying true to their mission and their patients. Call them at 317-802-2000. And Ortho Indy will sponsor our player of the game, which Heather will be responsible for that in the post-game show. JV team winning earlier tonight before we came on air, 2-0. And we want to send out our kudos to the freshman team, which won the Power League. I think that's what it's called, right? The Power League?
Freshman Power League.
Freshman Power League. It's kind of the Metro Freshman League. Won the title last night, went undefeated for the season, 17-0. So congrats to our friend Amelia Bannister, the head coach of that squad. It's all in the coaching.
It's all in the coaching.
It's all in the coaching.
I'm sure the boys would say the same. I'm
Yep,
sure they
I'm
came
sure-
out better players.
I'm sure they would too. Southport will serve to start this second set. Back to serve is Britton Givens, sophomore, number 5. High toss. And the serve handcuffs Whitmer. And Southport has an early 1-0 lead.
You know, it's interesting. In the first set, Britton Givens actually missed his serve trying to do a jump float. It went long. So a jump float is when the ball doesn't spin, and it almost looks like a knuckleball in baseball. And this set, he has decided to go for more of a topspin serve, which it has no choice but to go down if you do it correctly.
And what's the call?
Replay. I think someone's glasses fell off.
Okay.
You don't normally replay for that. Interesting.
Yeah, it was Lal John, number 10, whose glasses came off during that sequence. So our head umpire call that play back. Luthane's ready for Givens' serve. Luthane from the back line hits it right off the block and out of play. So we're the Royal point.
And a term that the storied Stefan Welsh taught me, I believe that is called a domer because that went off of his head.
There you go.
That term's not really used in girls volleyball. It doesn't happen quite as often.
There's Luthane. Oh, and he put that one away easily. Came in with 311 kills. Is that a lot? It's a lot, right?
That's a lot. It's quite a few.
311 kills, averaging almost 5 per set.
And now you see, I think that is more impressive than the 311 in and of itself, is getting 5 per set.
That's consistency is what that is.
It is.
2-1 Royals lead set 2. Nice recovery by Beekler, and Luthane put it away, but on the ricochet, Southport able to send it back over. Dial sets Shutley, and a nice job by Tongnadon to keep it alive. From the back line, it's put away on a nice shot by number 2, Cy Long.
You have to give that to Southport's scrappiness. Their defense back there is so good. They stay so low to the ground, and their foot speed is incredible. We were talking about this in between. They're a super scrappy team. They just lack that grit sometimes. They'll do the hard stuff. They'll get the first ball up, and that time they worked hard to get the ball actually over the net too.
Zatwong back to serve. Hurley puts it into the block. Southport keeps it alive. Givens sets Mong, and he hit it long for the Roncalli point. 3-2. Royals lead. Geibel's back in for the Royals. Back to serve Hill. Tongadong sends it over. Dial sets Luthane, and he puts that one straight down for the point. My, oh my. His elevation just continues to amaze.
With that kind of vertical, you might as well have an open net. I mean, I think he had 2 people in front of him.
He did.
But
just went right over the top.
Just over the block. And there's not much you can do against that, something like that defensively. You just have to hope to keep the other team out of system so they don't get the chance to just go over.
Hill serve. Kept alive. Cardinals were ready for it. Royals return. Hurley with the tap. Givens sets Leong into the Roncalli block. Royals returning fire. Luthane, Tong the Dong, able to receive it, but it handcuffed him and the ricochet goes into the stands. Tong the Dong, though, he has displayed some incredible footwork.
And he can read Luthane's shoulder every single time. He has been in the right spot, even if it comes too hard that he can't pass it, but he's in the right spot.
Givens, and a nice put away as Givens sets Samong, number 22, who gets the kill for Southport. Royals lead 5-3 in set 2. Back to serve sophomore Dalton Little, number 16 for the Cardinals. Beekler sets Hurley. Nice job by Little to send it back over. Dial sets Geibel into the block, and the Cardinals get the point. They were ready that time for Geibel, right up the middle. 5-4 the score. Luthane, a little miscommunication, and Hurley sends it over. Givens sets Leong. Now Luthane the other way for the Royals. Tap back over by the Cardinals. Dial sets up Hurley, and a nice shot down the line by Brent Hurley.
You know, I have been impressed with Brent Hurley tonight. He has, as I said the first set, displayed a plethora of different shots that he has, and when he gets the chance to swing hard, he's swinging hard.
Saw his twin brother Matthew here earlier tonight over in the student section.
Give a shout out to his sister Eva, whose club team is currently ranked 2nd in the nation in 15s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
She's a freshman, three-sport player.
Yes.
Plays basketball and softball as well. Southport in the net. Royals get the point, lead 7-4. Both Brent and Matthew ran cross country for the Royals this past fall. Their first time coming out. It was nice to have them out on the team. Had played soccer prior to that. Givens, and nice set to Leong. Von Leong tried to put it down the line, but he hit it wide, got a little too much of it. Claps his hands in frustration. Royals lead 8-4. Matthew Dial, the freshman, back to serve. Givens into the block. Luthane sends it right back. And Cy Leong hit it into the net. Just never got his foot, didn't get his feet stabilized, Heather, it looked like there. What'd you see?
There's been quite a few times, not just that one tonight, that the hitters just seem to be a little bit off-timed from the sets. Everything seems to be a little too high. They're all leaving a little bit early. So by the time they actually go to swing for the ball, it's about a foot behind their head. So you can't actually get that downward trajectory that we see from someone like Luthane or Brent Hurley tonight.
Speaking of too high, Matthew Dial's serve sails over the back line. Point back to Southport. Cardinals have the serve, trailing 9-5, and they return the exchange. The Samong serve runs long, putting the Royals up 10-5. Noah Whitmer's back in. Brendan Luthane back to serve for the Royals. Heavy spin, and a nice receive by Baynay. Cardinals keep it going. Up high and put across, but Hill receives for Roncalli. Whitmer sends it back over, and miscommunication. Southport, 2 players hit it at the same time, and it goes out of play for the Royal point.
Grant Brown looking a little heated about that one because that should be an easy ball. I mean, you let your libero back there get that one, and it's a perfect pass ready to set an offense.
Luthane, jump serve. Heavy spin, but a nice job by Baynay to get low. And the Cardinals send it over. Royals were ready for it. Luthane from the back line, a tap into the donut for the point. I didn't know what that was 6 months ago, and now I say it too much.
What's that?
The donut. You're the one that taught me that.
The donut, it is.
And Luthane, along with the serve. Smokes Reese Gosser, member of the JV team, who's working the lines back there in the corner. 12-6. Royals on top, back to serve Cy Leong.
Cy Leong with a great serve.
Maul sends it long. That spot was open in the back corner, but he hit it just a shade long. And the Cardinals have earned consecutive points for just the second time in this second set. 12-7, Royals still on top. Whitmer has to go get it. Royals recovering as Luthane sent it over from the back row. And the kill from Lyle Johnson goes long. And the Royals get it back, leading 13-7.
That's an interesting technique we saw there from Brendan Luthane, which comes mostly when you trust your team's block. He saw that he sent that free ball over the net super, super high. So if you have a front row that's significantly taller, like we do in this situation, and you trust your team's block, that just gives your defense time to reset. For someone like Southport, I don't know if sending a high free ball is the best idea because you're not going to have time to get reset, and you can't trust your block necessarily against the vertical of someone like Roncalli.
Geibel was handcuffed on that point, so the Cardinals get a point served by Kam Tongnadan. A bit of a rally here, sent over. And a nice job by Lal John to hit it into no man's land where the Royals had that back corner uncovered.
I believe we talked about that back corner last broadcast, too.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. A little miscommunication by the Royals there to leave that spot open. And credit to Southport for taking advantage. Givens, a quick return. Royals sent it over early, and Givens was ready to make them pay. Southport has scored 5 of the last 6 points and has pulled it within 3. 13-10. Matthew Dial sets Whitmer, and he puts it down. That puts an end to the rally right there. Dial's back in. Andrew Dial, to be specific, as his brother Matthew subs out. And Brent Hurley's back in for the Royals. 14-10, Roncalli on top. Set 2. Givens has to go get that one. Royals were ready for it. Hurley into the block. Luthane recovers to keep it alive for the Royals. Now Dial sets Whitmer, and he puts it off the block for a point. 15-10, Royals on top. Roncalli winning set 1, 25-8. Andrew Dial, Givens from the back line. Royals, the block was ready. Charlie Shutley right in the middle was ready to send it right back over.
Now you did see Kam Tongnagan try to use his foot there, and that is a legal hit. So if he pops that up enough, I mean, the rest of his team could try to get that back over.
And the Royals block pushes it out of play for the Southport point. 16-11, Royals lead. Back to serve is Givens. 16-11 is our score. And the serve goes long. 17-11. Beekler's in to serve for the Royals. 17-11. Royals on top by 6. Beekler's serve hits the back corner. Well, Cy Leong thought that was going to run long, so he let it go. And once he saw it start to sink, he knew immediately that he chose incorrectly.
Those jump float serves can be so hard to track. Like we mentioned earlier, they're just like a knuckleball in baseball. There's no spin, and they can just drop off a table at any time.
Givens sets up Mong. Royals try to keep it alive and can. It ricochets out of play. Nice put away by Sa Mong. And it's 18-12. Royals on top. Za Tuong subs in, and he's back to serve. It's over a short knuckler. And Hurley into the block. Cardinals were ready. Givens sends it over from the back line. Dial sets Luthane into the block. The Cardinals were ready for it. Credit Dalton Little, who was there to answer the call. And the Cardinals have the point. (18-12). Shutley. Should be 18-13. Yeah, I thought that was right. It's 19-13 now. 19-13. Geibel's back in for the Royals, and Hill is back to serve. 19-13 our score in set 2. Tom Tongdadong was handcuffed on that one, and he pats his chest to say, my fault. 20-13. Royals lead.
Alex Hill bringing out a great topspin serve.
Cardinals return it. Dial sets Luthane. He's high to put it away. Boy, it's almost like he's jumping off a trampoline.
I was just going to say, what's it like to have springs in your knees?
Oh, my goodness.
I don't think I've ever jumped that high, even close to
No.
that high in my life.
No.
Actually, I know I haven't.
Hill's serve runs long. Off the end line. Cardinals get the point. Royals lead 21-14. Dalton Little back to serve for the Cardinals. Hill ready. Dial sets Hurley, and he whiffed on it. He went to take something off that on the put away and mistimed his swing. Sometimes you'll see Heathers, they'll swing hard as a deceptive play. That's what Hurley tried there.
There's some people, and I'll give my sister a shout out on this one. She will go through at times and swing full on with her right hand, but she misses the ball and comes back around with her left to tip it.
That's a level of coordination I can't even fathom.
I don't know that I've ever been able. I don't actually know if she ever does it on purpose either, or if it's just like a mistimed set, but she does it quite a bit. And you know, it gets to the point each person kind of has their own trick shots that they like to go to.
Sure.
I mean, you'll see Brendan a couple times. He'll actually snap sideways instead of down, and he'll give it like a side spin. It's more of a beach move, and you use like 3 fingers for it. And so, like I said, every person has their own trick shot that they go for, and a good scout will be able to find those. Oh, my Lord.
Fein into the block. Gets the point for the Royals. After Southport has scored 4 straight points, 22-17. And Luthane was checking on Givens there, making sure that he was okay. I think Luthane thought that hit Givens in the face, and Givens said, no, it hit me in the elbow.
Yeah.
I'm okay. Matthew Dial back to serve with the Royals leading 22-17. Givens. And Hill returns for Roncalli. Luthane set up. And
that
puts
was up.
it away.
Oh, I would argue that. That ball was up.
Looked like Tom Tongdadong got underneath that to keep that
he did.
alive. But they rule the point for Roncalli, leading 23-17. Matthew Dial, the freshman, back to serve. Sends it to the back line. Givens. Sets. Royals ready for it. Hill sets up Maul. And his shot goes long. And Southport gets the point. 23-18. Matthew Dial sets up Luthane. Cardinals are ready for it. Givens sets up Leong. And what's the call? Southport, Roncalli in the net. Alex Maul was in the net. 23-19. Royals lead by 4 in this second set. Nice low line drive serve. Geibel sends it over. Givens sets up Cy Leong, and Royals can't keep it alive on the return. The 3 straight points by the Cardinals is 23-20. Nice little serve run by Sa Mong. 23-20 in this set, too. Sa Mong on a little of a serve run. That one clips the tape and goes over. Luthane set up. And he slam dunks that one. My goodness. My, oh my. Wow.
You got to tip your cap to that one. There's nothing you can do.
24-20.
I don't know if I've ever seen something like that live.
Wow.
We're going to have to replay that on Twitter over and over and over again tonight.
Royals set point. Luthane back to serve with his high top spin. Cardinals try and get it over. Sent over. Hill's ready for it. Luthane from the back row, and a nice receive by the Cardinals to keep it alive. Samong tried to keep it going, and Cardinals were in the net. The Royals get the point and put away set two, 25-20. So 25-20, Royals take set two after taking set one, 25-8. We'll step out for 60 seconds and come back with set number three. That's next. After this pause on the Roncalli Media Network.
We're so thrilled to have Peyton Manning's name on our children's hospital. But we are a hospital designed for kids.
And then the halfback went in motion and then ran a slant route across the middle. Try to get a linebacker isolated on him. I like this beat. It's nice. Give me some more bass. A little more bass here. These are nice. Wish they had them at the adult hospital next door. They have to make this giraffe green.
That's crazy.
Might be right. Let's go red right, scat right, 585, wide drag. On two. Ready? Break. Nice ride. Y'all have these in blue? Can you hear this?
There's only one Peyton Manning Children's Hospital, offering world-class compassionate care for your child. Schedule primary, ER, or specialist care online.
Thanks, Peyton. We've got this.
Oh, okay. That's where they go.
Rob Brown, Heather Lazan back with you. The Ascension St. Vincent Gymnasium. Roncalli leading Southport 2-0. We have a moment. I'll remind you that when you send flowers, put your trust in your local family-owned Indianapolis florist. That's Steve's Flowers and Gifts. For efficient, secure, and dependable service, call them at 317-787-3431. Well, we'll see some of the Royal regulars who are non-seniors in this third set. We see Andrew Myers out there, about to sub in. Alex Barkley, number 17. He's second on the team with 168 kills.
And you know, we've been talking about Brendan Luthane's pogo sticks for legs. Alex Barkley can jump just as high.
Yeah, he's got some vertical as well. Agreed. Great crew working with us tonight. Of course, AJ Ablog handling all of our production. Daniel Rosario on our graphics tonight. Scott Burke handling the cameras. Daniel managing to handle our graphics while simultaneously killing a bag of Sour Patch gummies. You can't go wrong with those.
I think that was like the go-to birthday gift in high school. Every time your friend had a birthday, you gave him.
If I wasn't currently off the candy, I'd have reached over and snatched some earlier.
Daniel, do you like the watermelon Sour Patch gummies?
What's he got there?
You don't like the watermelon ones? All right, fair enough. Everybody has their own
he's going
style.
conventional. He's going conventional.
All right.
Royals serving first. Andrew Dial back to serve. Yep, Andrew Dial, the junior. Back to serve, sends it over. Givens sets up Bick. Now Meyer. And Shutley puts it away off the set from Dial. Andrew Meyer and Brendan Luthane both made. Andrew Meyer, number 3 in the black libero jersey for the Royals. On the left side of your screen. And in the block, Southport gets the point on a nice put away by Little. I was going to say both Meyer and Luthane made the all-tournament team up in Chicago last weekend. The Royals finished second.
Yeah,
Glenbard West was the team that beat them, who's, I believe, currently ranked 5th in the country.
according to Coach K, not that he is disproving Max Preps by any means, He believes that team was probably closer to number 2 in the country. They were a
the Glenbard team?
The very well put together team. We actually had a great conversation about this past weekend and just how the speed of the game is different when you're playing similar caliber teams where you don't just have one good player. All 6 people on the court know volleyball, have played club, and can play with a consistent offense.
Junior Jacob Ermer with a nice top spin serve. He's just subbing in. Shutley puts it away for the Roncalli point. I think Jacob had 2 sisters, right, that both played?
Cousins.
Cousins, okay. Cousins.
2 cousins. Hannah Ermer, the grade below me, our fierce libero for 3 years, and Grace was 2 years below. Fantastic DS for the squad.
Royals keep it alive. Luthane with a nice tap over. Cardinals weren't ready for that. Luthane took a little something off. And the Royals out to a quick 4-1 lead in set number 3. Hermer sends this one over. And Southport has to send it over from the back. Royals were ready for it. There's Whitmer and a nice shot. It deflects off Tongnadon for the 5-1 lead.
Whitmer swings with such a heavy arm. Every single time, it is a hard-driven shot. And he's not one to give you a lot of trick shots like Luthane might, but like we said at the top of the cast, he is the most consistent hitter for Roncalli.
Yeah, he's pretty straightforward. He's going to come right at you.
Mm-hmm.
No, very little deception. Meyer gets over to Dye, who sets up Whitmer again into the block, but the block takes it out of play for the Roncalli point, 6-1. Our score in set 3. Hermer back and ready to roll. Top spin serve, that's a nice one, but Southport was ready for it. You get a little out of sequence there, sending it over, and the return came back outside the antennas, so it's a Royal point, 7-1 the lead. But again, we saw Tongnadon go low to get that top spin.
And it wasn't a terrible pass. It wasn't right to target by any means, but
that one goes over early. And a nice put away. Dalton Little saw an opportunity at the net and stuffed it down while the Royals were trying to get themselves organized.
Unfortunately, Dial was there, but he's setting from the back row right now, so he's not actually allowed to jump and try to block that ball. So all he can do is squat and hope he tips it to him. There's not much you can do as a back row player.
Shutley into the block, and the Cardinals were ready. Sa Mong, number 22, puts the block back over for the Cardinals point. 7-3 the score. Royals still on top. Back to serve number 28, Za Twong. Meyer over to Dial, sets up Luthane. Cardinals were ready for it. Givens sets up Sa Mong, and his shot's wide of down the line for the Royal point. Out of play. First time we've seen Matthew Johnson tonight. Number 11 subbing in. Meyer sets up Whitmer. And Dial with a quick reaction sends it over. Now Dial time to set up Whitmer, and he winds up and puts it away. 9-3 the score. Well, we talked siblings a moment ago, relatives, if you will. Matthew Johnson's older sister, Abby, was a fine player here.
Sure was. Was a freshman when I was a senior.
Graduated in 2020. Yep.
My little freshman buddy, Abby Johnson, Abby J.
Outstanding player.
Well, we're talking all the girls' volleyball siblings. How about Andrew Meyer and his older brother, Zach Meyer? Great player for the boys' volleyball program.
Yep, was on the state title team in 18. Meyer back serving, and the Cardinals can't get it over. We've talked about this before in past broadcasts, Heather, but the difference between the different look that you get with Meyer being a left-hander. on the serve.
Oh, yeah.
What does that mean?
It just comes from a different angle. I mean, it's the same thing, and I compare a lot of the serving to baseball because it's a similar motion, but the same way a left-handed pitcher, it comes from a different angle. You're used for years in training, seeing it come from one arm, come from, what would that be, right to left, and now everything's opposite.
Meyer sends it over. And it's the Southport point. Royals got in the net that time.
They called him over the net.
Over the net, okay.
So technically, Britton Givens for Southport, as long as the ball does not cross the plane of the net, he has to get a chance to set. And because Brendan Luthane reached over the net, he didn't give Britton the chance to set the ball.
And Luthane puts that one into the block, ricochet out of play for the Royal point. Roncalli gets it right back, 13-4 the score. Matthew Dial subs in for the Royals, and Andrew Gallagher is on for the first time tonight, number 24. Matthew Dial sends it to the back row. Royals leading 13-4. Nice shot put away that time by Sa Leong, number 2. No chance for Meyer to react there. And Southport point, Royals had run off 6 of the last 7 points before that Southport point. Dial sets up Johnson, and a nice receive that time by Southport. They were ready. Gallagher puts it into the block, and the block has the point as the deflection stays in play. 13-6. Roncalli on top in set 3. Meyer from the back row sends it over to Gallagher. Givens for Southport. Roncalli ready to receive. Luthane has to tap it over to get a chance to wind up on that one. And Luthane sends it over to Gallagher. Cross-court shot is received by Tongnadon. And then Sa Leong puts it into the net for the Roncalli point. It's a good rally.
Sure was. It's all on the defense for Southport, and I think I've said that about 12 times tonight.
Yep.
But
No,
I'm just
it's on the money.
extremely impressed.
Barkley's back in for the Royals, number 17. Bay is back in for Southport. Ney on that receive. Givens tried to tap it over and catch Barkley napping, and Barkley used that vertical, and he was ready to send it right back over.
That's not a bad thought by Givens, too, especially since this is the first point that Barkley's been into the game. You might catch him on a rest in that first half second he's in.
Luthane, hard topspin serve. Tongnadon able to send it over. Gallagher sets up, puts it in the block, and the Royals have the point. I was struck on the previous point, Heather, by how quickly Barkley jumped. Sometimes it's not how high you jump, it's how quick you can get up off the floor.
Yeah, absolutely. And when that setter's in the front row, what you actually tell your outsides is that the setter is your hitter. So if they jump, you should jump. So as Givens was trying to go for that jump set, Barkley was going to be in the air with him no matter what, if he's blocking correctly, which I'm sure Coach K has taught him how to block correctly. He runs tight ship when it comes to blocking.
17-6. Luthane on a little bit of a serve run here of 3 points. Meyer. Luthane from the back puts it away. My goodness. Oh, my. Luthane wound way up to put that one away. 18-6. Royals lead. Hard serve. Southport ready for it. Givens sends it up. And over. Roncalli the other way. Barkley into the block. Meyer to Dial. Sets Gallagher on the tap. Southport sent it right back over. Now Barkley set up. He puts it down, and Southport's ready again. Luthane from the back, and he puts it away again. My, oh my. Tongnadon barely, the libero in white there on your right side of your screen, barely had time to get his hands up to protect himself. Otherwise, he was going to take that one right in the chin.
I believe he might have. He did say it hit him to chin. But he gets right back up with a smile on his face.
He's ready to go. That one clipped the tape and finds the back corner.
Those ones are the worst because you're reading it correctly, and as you saw, like if it didn't hit the tape, he was gonna be in the right spot for that. But
Bene had gotten himself to the right spot,
Exactly.
and then the tape
just changed the direction.
totally messed up the direction and his timing. 20-6. Royals are getting close to putting this match away. And the deflection. Royals are unable to keep it alive. Got out of sequence there. Cardinals get the point. The Royals rolled off 7 straight there on that Luthane serve run. 20-7, Roncalli on top. Back to serve is Cy Leong, number 2. Luthane ready. Sends it back over. Gallagher on the tap. Southport trying to recover. Robick sends it over. Now Barkley with a quick tap over. Givens. They set up Bick into the Roncalli block. They're ready. Dial sets up Luthane from the back, tapped it over, and they weren't ready. Hit right into the no man's land for the point, 21-7.
Bene was attempting the pancake there and was just a little bit too early. If he would have tried to pass it normal, I think he was actually fast enough to get there in time.
Johnson back to serve. Royals leading 21-7. And he sends that one long. 21-8. Kam Tongdadong is back to serve, and that serve handcuffs Barkley for the point. Tongdadong only a junior. He's one to watch, I think, Heather, going forward for the Southport team.
I would say so. He has been super impressive. Just his speed and even just his demeanor on the court. I mean, he's telling everybody good job, taking credit when he messes up, and he'd be a great teammate to have.
Well, he gives you what you want from a libero in the back. I mean, he's telling everybody where things are coming. He's calling out signals.
He can read the hitters. We've said that a couple times, but he's in the right spot at the right time.
Royals 3 points away. Andrew Dial back to serve for Roncalli from the back line. It's sent long by Samong. It's 23-9. John Kesterton having a conversation now with the AR.
I believe he is saying that Samong needs to stop going under the net like that. You could very easily take out someone's knees or ankles if you're uncontrollable under the net.
Robick sends it over. Southport, Roncalli's ready for it. Luthane from the back row sends it long. And out of play for the Southport point, 23-10. Southport gets the serve back, but the Royals are 2 points away from winning the match. Back to serve is Britton Givens, a sophomore. Luthane to Dial. Shutley taps it over. Southport was ready. Well, miscommunication. Givens sends it over. Now Barkley into the block. Southport's ready to receive it. Givens sets up Bick. Into the bench. Barkley sends it back over. And now Whitmer able to send it across the net and over. Givens sets up St. Little, and the block for the Royals is ready to go.
Oh, and they're putting Strawmans in to serve. Point 24.
So the final point potentially on senior night. Jackson Strawman's playing with the damaged Achilles. It's a nice hand. He's on to serve for what could be the final point, and he sends that one about 18 feet long.
That means he's got donuts tomorrow at practice for the team.
And he subs right back out. They got him one more serve here on the home court. 24-11 the score. Southport serving. It'll be Za Chuang to serve. Royals a point away from putting this match in the books. Meyer sets up Dial. Shutley into the block. It's a Southport point. Cardinals keep it alive. 24-12. Barkley receives, Dial, sets up Luthane for the put-away. Southport ready for it. Sent back across. Dial sets up Shutley, and it's out of play. Shutley hit it wide. 3 straight points for the Cardinals. Roncalli still leads 24-13. All they need is 1. Dial sets up Luthane, and that one is put away for the winner. Brandon Luthane on senior night puts it away, and it's a straight 3-set win for the Royals. 25-8, 25-20, 25-13. As the Royals on senior night improve to 28-1 on the season. Stay tuned, we'll step out for 60 seconds. When we come back, Heather and I will wrap this thing up. Tell you all about it on tonight's Steve's Flowers and Gifts post-game show. That's next on the Roncalli Media Network. Rob Brown, Heather Lazan back at the Ascension St. Vincent Gymnasium on the campus of Roncalli High School. The Royals defeat Southport in boys volleyball action tonight, 3-0. Let's recap the match. Royals winning set 1, 25-8. Set number 2, Royals led 21-13, but then Southport rolled off 4 straight points to make it 21-17. And after the Royals scored 2, and we're 2 points away, Southport got 3 straight points. It was 23-20. I believe Heather even exclaimed, "We have a match here."
We did
Southport
have a match
was in
there
it,
for a second.
but then Roncalli getting the final 2 to put set 2 in the books, 25-20, and then in the final set, it was all Roncalli. Royals jumping out to a 7-1 lead, and then 12-3, 13-4, and then Brendan Luthane rolled off 7 straight points on a serve run to put Roncalli up 20-7. Royals will ultimately win the set 25-13 and put this one in the books. Royals a perfect 13-0 so far this year in third sets. And with the win, the Roncalli improves to 28-1. Southport drops to 14-15. Tonight, though, Heather, all about the seniors. Seniors, some getting more playing time than usual, and they were heavily featured were the seniors in the first 2 sets. We saw some of the more non-senior regulars, Andrew Meyer, Alex Barkley, Matthew Johnson in that third set, but really about the seniors tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And a couple of those seniors took this chance to have a fantastic senior night, and that goes for our player of the game, Brent Hurley. I mentioned his name quite a few times in those first 2 sets because he took his chance to show the couple shots that he has. He had a couple cut shots. He went down the line, and he had a few blocks there on the right side. He was a great staple for those first 2 sets for the Royals.
So our players of the game tonight, we'll give one on both sides. Brent Hurley, Roncalli, one of their 9 seniors. He gets the player of the game nod for the Royals. For Southport, we'll go with the junior libero, Kam Tongnadon. He was spectacular tonight in receive. Really impressive player with his footwork. Like you said, his attitude. He took some shots tonight, and at no point did he give any indication that he was down for the count. He immediately popped back up. Next point was ready to go.
You could tell that he's the type of person that just loves the game of volleyball. I don't know if he's always been like that or if it's something he's picked up recently, but he just loved being out there on the court, and he used that love for the game to have a really impressive night and cover a good 2/3 of the court back there. So he's definitely the player of the game for Southport.
So he is our player of the game on the Southport side. Brett Hurley on the Roncalli side is always our players of the game, brought to us by Ortho ND, one of the most highly respected orthopedic practices in the Midwest, providing leading-edge bone, joint, spine, and muscle care for multiple locations throughout central Indiana while staying true to their mission and their patients. Give them a call at 317-802-2000. We update the record. Southport 14-15. They have dropped 3 of their last 4, and they'll close out the regular season tomorrow with a match against Zionsville. Meanwhile, the Royals will close out their regular season with a 4-team affair here on Saturday. Royals will take on Franklin at noon. Running concurrently on an adjacent court, it'll be Cathedral and Hamilton Southeastern. Franklin outside the top 10. HSC currently ranked 2 and Cathedral number 5. Winners will then play, and the losers of match 1 will also play. So each team is guaranteed 2 matches. Each one will be best of 5. Those start at noon here at the Ascension St. Vincent Gymnasium. Keep an eye on social media. We may have a broadcast of that one depending on a couple of circumstances. We'll know for sure by tomorrow night whether or not we'll have a broadcast for you on Saturday. We do know for sure that we will have a broadcast for you, weather permitting, next Thursday, as we're back on with softball. Our next softball broadcast next Thursday night. It's the final regular season home game for David Lauk's top-ranked Royals as they take on Perry Meridian. 5:30 our start time for that one. The great Pat Crosley will be alongside there. Hope you can join us then. We'll also have an audio-only broadcast next week of the baseball game on Friday night against Carmel. That's a 6 o'clock start. Brian Minix will be with us for that one. But some final thoughts tonight on tonight's action, Heather. Final weekend of the regular season. State tournament starts next week, and the Royals, who have won 1 state title back in 2018. Now, granted, there was no season in 2020, but every time I look at this, it boggles my mind. The Royals have made 7 trips to the state final, the state championship match. They've won 1 of the 7. That's crazy to me that they finished runner-up 6 times.
6 times.
6 times. They're certainly the odds-on favorite this year, but it's never put away until it's put away. But they've got to like the way they're playing right now heading into the tournament next week.
Oh, yeah, they're definitely coming into the tournament hot. And just in the state of Indiana, there's been very few teams that have able to really give them a challenge. So as long as they stay true to their fundamentals and stay together as a team, they should definitely be the favorites going into the tournament.
Well, I want to thank you for tuning in and watching tonight's match as the Royals defeat Southport 3-0. I want to thank my partner, Heather Lazan, as well, always imparting volleyball wisdom on these broadcasts. Appreciate that. Tonight's broadcast has been a production of the Roncalli Media Network. The executive producer is A.J. Ablog. Our business manager is Mr. Aaron Hummel. Again, from my partner, Heather Lazan, I'm Rob Brown. Our final tonight from the Vinny. Roncalli defeats Southport 3-0 in boys volleyball action. Till we talk to you next time, on behalf of our entire Roncalli Media Network crew, it's been Rob Brown saying, so long, everybody.